Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Marlou and this is Main Books, and today I'm going to do my June wrap up to show you all the books I've read this month. I read this amount of books. I don't remember. Have you guys checked out my latest reading challenge? If not, what are you doing? Go do it right now. I mean, not right now. Do it after this video, but yeah. I am not in the mood today to fix my bangs, so we're just ignoring it. Let's get started. The first book I read in June is June 1st. I obviously wanted to read this book in this month because it made sense to me. This book was a wild ride. It's a big book. It was enjoyable, but it's about this boy. And when he is 6 years old, he has to move in with his neighbors. And their neighbors are about to give birth to a little girl. Okay. So you follow them throughout life. And he kind of like wants her, but like he's her adopted brother and he saw her grow up from a baby. And it's weird, okay? But like forbidden romance, I do enjoy that. But enjoying it doesn't mean that it isn't weird. It definitely isn't weird. Yeah, this was fun. Like, I think this could be really emotional if you are easily like sad by things, because sad things happen in this book. One thing that really made me mad is how they talk about virginity in this book. I hate that. I hate it so much, that whole part. How can you write that? How can you write that and be like, yeah, that's what it's like? No. I hate it. But I'm not gonna go further into it because I don't want to give spoilers, but I hate it. I hate this whole thing about someone having to be pure and so yeah, I cannot give this more than 3 stars because I cannot even give it 3 stars. Like, it was an enjoyable read. I was like having fun reading it. So like for the experience, it was fun, but for what this book is, I kind of am against it. Does this make sense? I don't know. We're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on. After that, I read Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. You can see me read this book in a reading challenge. So this is about Naomi, who is going to visit her cousin who lives with her husband and his family, because she's ill and her letter seems weird. So it's like in the 1950s, it's like Gothic. They're gathered in this like house, it's kind of like haunted and stuff. But it was enjoyable, but it was not very memorable. So I enjoyed reading it, but it was not like mind-blowing. Like, for me, there was not really a plot twist, and I saw in the reviews that there was a plot twist. Afterwards, I was like, huh? A plot twist? You mean discovering the plot? Is that a twist? So yeah, I was not underwhelmed by this book because I did not have great expectations for it. It was just fun. 3.5 stars? Did I say 3 stars in my other video? I don't know. 3.5? 3.5. 3. I don't know. 3.5. We're going with 3.5, I think. It's just not a book I'm gonna remember forever. I'm not that attached to it. Then I read The Murder After the Night Before by Katie Brand. I also read this book in that video. I was a little bit disappointed by the ending, but it was enjoyable. So I think I'll give it 3 stars because I did not think that this book was very good, and it triggered me a little bit because there's a lot of cyberbullying in it. But it was enjoyable. I like her style of writing. It's very like page turning and stuff. And she has great covers as well. Our main character wakes up in a bed and she doesn't remember what happened the night before, and there's a stranger in her bed, and she finds out that her best friend is dead. And everyone thinks it's an accident. She thinks she's murdered, so she's gonna find out what happened and also what happened to her. I had a lot of fun reading this book, but I cannot say that I thought it was really good. But it was enjoyable, and that is important. Then I read Dear Dolly by Dolly Alderton. This is a non-fiction book. She's just a I sold it actually, so I cannot show you anymore. She's giving advice to people, and she does that really well. So I don't love nonfiction books about these kind of topics. It's not really my thing, I discovered. But I do really love Dolly Alderton's writing and her way of putting things in a non-judgmental way. I like that. So I'm not gonna give it a rating because I don't feel like that is suitable for this type of book. Then I read Fruit of the Dead by, I don't remember. I listened to this as an audiobook, and it took me this whole month to read that, so it's not great. I thought this was going to be a fun romance between a young girl and an older guy. That's not what it was. So it's about this girl. What's her name? She has a weird name. That's mean. Kobe? No, not Kobe. Colby? I don't know. Something like that. And she works at a summer camp. She just turned 18. She's working with these kids, and then the kids get picked up, and there's this guy, and he's like, these kids love you. Come eat something with us. And then he's like, do you need a job for the summer? Let's, nanny the kids. But he's famous, and she knows that because someone else told her, but she doesn't know him herself. He's like, well, you have to sign an NDA. No one can know where you are, where I live, who you work for, stuff like that. So she goes with him, and she doesn't have contact about that with anyone, which is pretty dangerous, actually. So this story is also about her relationship with her mom. It's not good. Her mother is the other main character because she has the second point of view, and her mom is just really worried about her, but she's also traveling the world for her job, so they're not really in physical contact with each other. They sometimes call each other, but there's barely any contact. So I think for me that really fell flat, because you want me to believe this book is about a relationship between a mother and daughter, but you cannot see them interact with each other at all. So that's kind of like, okay, you go girl, give me nothing. And then the other part is just this girl like babysitting, and it's just so boring to read about kids like playing. You know what I mean? Not to be mean, I love kids, but like I don't like reading about kids. It's not interesting to me. So yeah, and then sometimes she goes like do drugs and drink at these parties, and I'm like, you're the nanny? You really don't care about your job, do you? Or about those kids? Like, it's kind of weird. And then like I said, the romance is not a romance. It's not romance. Forget I said that. Forget I thought that for a moment. No, this book, I cannot give it a high rating. I think I'm gonna settle on 2 stars. I want to give it 2.5, but I cannot really say anything that I liked about it. I thought it was gonna be more literary. I thought there were gonna be things in it that was gonna be like pretty and beautiful, and like, I don't know, I just thought it was going to be more. It was just kind of disappointing. I read 5 books this month, which is fine. It's better than last month, right? 1 book more. Yeah. No, I had a good reading month. I enjoyed the books I read. It was a fun time, and I feel good about the upcoming month. I think I'm gonna be reading a lot more. I keep saying that, but sometimes it's true. So I already finished 1 book this month. We're gonna slay this month. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you've read any good books this month, and recommendations are always welcome. Please check out my other videos or my other channel. It's May Journals, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my Patreon for your support. It means the world to me. Definitely check the description of this video to see the links and stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to see you next time. Bye! Mwah.